Hello, everybody, and thank you for tuning in. Today is a beautiful day here in Mount Pleasant. I've been really enjoying the sunshine, and it is an amazing day for Valorant. We've got Central Michigan University playing against Messiah University. This is going to be the final game. Well, first of all, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm VGL Bobcat Carter Chapman, joined by my wonderful co-caster,
Carley.
And thank you all for tuning in. Like I was said earlier when I was getting ahead of myself, Central Michigan versus Messiah University. This is going to be a really good game because this is the final day of regular competition for our Chippewas. And so to get you guys caught up on a little bit on speed, Central Michigan is currently 5-0 in their conference, which means we are right on top to be rock solid for that playoff spot. Basically already clinched, but it's just kind of a big guess as to exactly what spot. And this is what that big game is going to be all about. I'm thinking it's going to be a really good match today.
Yeah, and if we do win this game, we get a bye in our first round in the semifinals, which will definitely give us a boost to hopefully get us to the finals.
For sure, that bye is super important because it gives our guys a chance to breathe and just relax and practice all the stuff that they need for that the next round of that, which will be. And there's not too many people in this conference, so you run into the semifinals pretty quickly. Yeah. Which is why every chance to get a little bit more practice is going to be super important. Yes. It's also not another chance to not get thrown out of the finals. So this game is going to be super important. What's also super important, and kind of to give a little bit more context for Messiah is going to be playing 2 games today. One of us is against us and against another team at 9 o'clock. Yeah. And so Messiah is going to be looking to push this game pretty quickly because they need every game that they can to win. Yeah. And so I would imagine, and we'll see if this plays out to be true, it would be really funny to me if Messiah just runs it down to just try to get the game over as quickly as possible.
I feel like we're going to see some people rushing a lot in this game.
But we'll see what happens. We got plenty of game left, and, I'll be interested to see what we got going on.
Yeah. For this game, we banned Lotus, Icebox, Pearl, and Haven. Our first map is going to be Ascent, which was our pick. And we will be on defense for that. Mm-hmm. A
very confident map for CMU. I mean, Ascent is it was the first map that came out, and everyone was always really super confident with that. Mm-hmm. Ascent has been historically, when we first started, watching CMU's games, Ascent was their best map, so it makes a lot of sense that they're going to want to play here. Up next, we got Fracture, which is new in the rotation, just got added a little bit recently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we haven't seen much of it. We saw them play it, I think last stream, but there's still definitely room for improvement, it's a very complex map. So
and it's with all of the zip lines and moving back and forth. You have the north side and the bottom side of both A and B. There's a lot of different ways that CMU can play this, and a lot of different ways Messiah can play this. We're hoping, because for those who tuned into the last game, you'll know that Fracture didn't go great for our guys last 2 weeks ago. So I'm hoping that this time around they've been able to use the spring break and now into this game, that chance to really go over that, really rep that, so that when they pick it, or when Messiah picks it now, they're ready for it. So. Yeah. And what's our decider going to be then?
Our decider will be Split, and for that we will be on attack. So we've played Split a decent bit in the past, but we haven't seen it in quite a while, so I have no idea what to expect out of that.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see. One thing that I do pay attention to is we're playing defense and then attack twice, which means Messiah is going to get the chance to set the tempo on that first map, on that Fracture, and then CMU gets to respond to that. But on the inverse of that, and the next map, map 2, and then if we go to a map 3, we get to set the tempo. We get to decide, hey, we're really going to slow this down, and we're going to play our game, not let them run away with it. Yeah. Or we get to decide how we want to play them. And so I'll be really interested to see how all of this plays out. It's going to be a good game today.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It looks like we're going to get people ready here soon enough. Missing one person over on the side of Messiah. Hopefully they get here soon.
Yeah. Interesting, since they did want to rush things, but...
Hey, things happen. It's whatever. I mean, I cannot even count the amount of tech issues we've had. Yeah. So we'll cut them some slack. It's okay. They got at least 15 minutes before we really got to start asking around, hey, what's going on? Yeah. So we'll see what happens. So far, so good. And, I mean, if I'm CMU right now, I got to say, I'm probably feeling pretty good. Yeah. 5-0, Well, it's not 5. It's got 5-0. That's because they lost the last. Oh wait, no, was that a
No, that was a different.
league.
League, yeah. This
aha.
is Nace. Nace, they have not lost yet this semester.
Very good.
Yeah.
So they can go into this feeling pretty confident. Like, okay, this is totally in their wheelhouse. This is totally their game to win.
Yes.
And shaking off those nerves, as our CMU team likes to might get caught up in sometimes. But other than that, we're doing good.
Definitely. Yeah, I hope that we can see, with that confidence, just really strong teamwork and strong plays and confidence in the plays. Because once they commit to something, we gotta hope that everybody follows through and that works out.
For sure. Another interesting point to note is that this is the last day of regular competition for at least Aiden J, and also potentially Spencer, whose tag is Spad. Yeah. And so... Not to say that they have something that they want to end on that high note, because, like I said, they're already going for playoffs. But if I was them, in my previous days when I would compete, I would always want to say, you always want to end on that high note where you're like, okay, we're in, we're good.
Yeah.
Finish that season off, the regular season off strong, so that we can take as much of that momentum as we can and push it into the playoffs. So I imagine that we're going to be trying to be playing on basically all of our cylinders here.
Yeah.
Trying to pump it out. I know that recently CMU's been trying out a new comp with the new
agent. Yeah.
Not with the new agent, who is in the game though.
Yes.
Waylay is available, and we could see Messiah take that to their advantage. Waylay's a duelist.
They're the ones that they can really speed and jump in.
They've got a really good dash. Yeah. And then they've got, for anyone who plays Overwatch, Tracer's Recall is basically what that is. But it's great. It's a great get out of jail free card, and so
definitely.
I understand that CMU doesn't really want to use that quite. It doesn't want to integrate that quite yet, because we are at the end of the season. You just want to play what you're comfortable with, what you've been practicing for the rest of the season, which started back in February for these guys. And so it makes sense, but I'll be interested to see if Messiah is looking to get a little experimental,
Yeah, especially with how buff that player is right now. I think it could be a really unique asset at the very least.
I was just saying, I have been in my games that I've been playing, I've had a Waylay just go over, just land on top of me, just blow my head off so many times. And so, that could totally be a way that they just try to, just rush in as super fast and just try to use that as a big momentum carrier. But so we'll see. 7:08 right now is our current time, and so we're looking to see. Still missing that one player, but
and they could come soon.
Yeah, we'll get there. This is a really important match for Messiah, because if they if for something happens and they have to forfeit that match, that's an automatic loss for them, and I don't know if they can really afford to do that. But it's also, I'm not entirely certain what Messiah's record is right now, and so there's a whole lot of other things that could go into it. But
lots of stats, but definitely though. I think important game nonetheless, and I hope that our players, that this may be their last regular game, at least enjoy whatever. Happens.
This team always has a ton of fun.
Yes.
It's these guys. Whenever I'm watching these guys, they're always cracking jokes. They know when to lock it, really be serious, but a lot of the time it's super lighthearted. They're having a good time, so I'm thinking that it's gonna be fun for them.
Yes,
and
definitely.
A win to end the season would be pretty nice.
I know on stream here, a lot of you guys, the viewers, may have heard them screaming in the background on a couple of our streams, because they do get very excited. So maybe we'll see some of that.
We could take a look at their cam right now. They're not even at their desks. This is somebody's body. I can't exactly see who. There goes Michael, Bannable. We're just kind of hanging out, which kind of gives us a good clue of it's
still waiting for that player.
we're super casual with it, we're hanging out, and so, which seems to kind of indicate that maybe we're just hanging out.
Yeah, definitely.
No need to get worked up, well before we get into the match.
Yeah, this team definitely knows how to not get overly stressed out before the match. They always seem to be pretty chill before the match, which I think is good.
If there are any nerves in this game, it's certainly not showing.
Yeah.
Another thing I'm really interested to see is I want to see Aiden pull out the jet. I want to see Jay pull out the jet. This is a character that back when we first started producing or spectating their games, streaming their games, that was the character that he was known for. I mean,
yes,
the game's changed, the roles that we've played have varied greatly, but I would really like to see him reprise that role as the duelist just one last time.
He is so strong on Jet, and we've seen some amazing plays. We've seen him the last one standing and able to get out of binds with that, so yeah, it's definitely would love to see that again.
Just a personal preference, because I can remember he's had the first game that I ever streamed for him, for the team, would have been about 2 years ago now. He fragged out, and he could have made a great highlight reel out of that one game, because he was on fire, and I would love for him to bookend his regular competition games with that kind of on fire performance.
Yeah.
Also possible Spencer's going to be his last game too, which he's had some really, really strong performances before. He's been a huge clutch factor on that initiator time and time and time again. The Sky has been a big pick for him, and so he's played. I remember a lot of games where he has really come out swinging, and so of course I'll be interested. I'll be looking to see that.
And I've been liking to see Scott, aka Hound, play because we just haven't seen that much.
True.
Scott, we just got this semester and we've only streamed, I think this is our second time. So yeah, a lot of you guys, the viewers, haven't gotten to see him play much. So
and I would
really
love
cool
to watch him be able to do some really cool stuff. Because
Yeah.
I mean, Hound is his tag, which personally I just think Hound is I think it's cool. Some of those gamer tags like VGL Bobcat's a little wordy. It's a lot of characters, but something like Hound is nice and easy to pronounce, and it's great. I think it's really cool, and so I'll be looking to see him do to hound on him and get some good plays going.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so it'll just be. I think it'll be a good game.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Of course, I love watching Valorant. These guys are so much fun to watch. I mean, Valorant is it's so good to produce. I think tac shooters are really interesting. Just the way watching teams control the map and how they kind of poke and prod and push and kind of feel it around, and sometimes we can see like there's two people on a corner and that something's about to happen, and you can't. I wish I could tell that I could just lean out the door and say, hey, don't swing this, that's a really bad idea.
I know, but
stuff like that. We always have more information than they do.
I know, I'm always like, no, don't do that, and it's always I can't intervene. That
is the caster's curse. We have given all the information, but we can't tell it to you.
Yeah.
Oh well. As it goes, I suppose. But still missing one player, which at this point I'm getting a little.
Yeah, I'm getting a little worried, but we got 2 minutes left until they can show up.
Until it starts to become a little bit of an issue.
Yeah. Usually.
Or we put one of our observers in and they play for the side. No, that's not legal. That would be not good. And if I was playing as an observer, I would probably just end up throwing the game.
I am not good at Valorant, so I think I would throw the game anyways.
Oh, they did try to ask our director to sub in as a joke. So this is, people have already made this thing where they're like, hey, we could just throw you guys in there. And No, I would not want to sub in for the team. I remember I had to fill for a tryout once, and I play Valorant very casually. I don't play it competitively at all, and so
I don't either.
I was getting quite stomped and just outmaneuvered and out-aimed all the time. So if I would have to play, for an actual competition, not good. It would not be pretty. I would not be very high on the leaderboard for sure.
Yeah, I've only played Valorant a couple of times. Not the best yet. Getting there.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'd be a good option to sub in. But.
Oh well.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. Man, we can't. If things happen, things happen.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal, but.
We can talk about how we're gonna have that 24-hour live stream in April.
We can do a little bit of a promo here. We're looking to do a 24-hour live stream. It's gonna be April 11th and the 12th. We got a lot of really cool things lined up.
Yeah.
A lot of good ways to show. We're hoping to show off not some of the offshoot games, some of the games that we don't compete in.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people talking about. Okay, well, hold on, pause on this. They're forfeiting map 1, which means CMU is now up 1-0 on this game.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's important because at the very least, that means that we are, hey, right on, we won our first map. Yeah!
Are they doing that for time, must be?
I'm imagining. I would be interested. I'm not entirely certain how the rules are. If we could get some more information on that, that'd be really appreciated about what that means for our time frame now.
We're not playing Ascent then. We're just playing Fracture.
That would be Ascent out. First map would be Fracture.
And then if we lose that one, we'll play Split. But if we win that one, then it's just over.
Yes.
So
it looks like Aiden's giving them... Jay says they'll grant them 5 more minutes out of the kindness of their heart. But... I mean, rules are rules at a certain point. You gotta be ready to play the game.
Sounds like we're gonna be rambling for another 5 more minutes.
Maybe, but also, one thing that I know that at a certain point, if I remember the rules correctly, it's either forfeit or play with 4. And so, an interesting thing that you could do if you were really looking to throw them a bone would be to play 4-on-4 and play a 4v4 game like that and just say, hey, we'll take one of our guys out. Not that I think they're going to do that, but they could.
They could.
To even the playing field again into the action, which is
that would definitely be a really interesting layout with those 4v4.
I wonder who they would, if that would happen, who would they take out? Where do you pull? Because each part of that comp is really, really important, so it's kind of a big puzzle. And so... take out one card out of this little house of cards that we've made, and potentially the whole comp could fall apart, which is interesting. But also, what this could mean is that if Messiah's okay, I think that's a good idea.
All right, we're gonna go to a break.
Yeah, because we don't really know exactly how long this is gonna go. We have at least another 10 minutes that they're gonna hang out and give them to play through the rulebook. And so, because our team really wants to play, they really want to get these games in to get some more practice ahead of their competition. Yeah. They're going to wait till 7:30 and see what happens, which means we're going to hang out in the break. Yeah. We'll catch you guys later.
Yes.
Hopefully.
we are finally back. Not with the best news.
Not with good. Yeah, not with the best. Not the news that we were hoping for, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, they could not find a 5th player, and they have to forfeit. So we have no game to cast.
Yes, which means that this will be the end of the broadcast.
Yeah.
Because, well, that's it. We're all packing up and going home.
Yeah.
So,
but
unfortunate.
I would like to again bring up, we have that 24-hour live stream April 11th and 12th, so tune in for that. And we might be casting semifinals.
Yes, we will.
Okay.
So because Valorant lost this forfeit, or no, our Valorant team won the forfeit, we get pushed up. Our record is now 6-0 in this conference, and we get a bye for the first week of playoffs, which means we were going straight to the semifinals.
Yeah.
Pretty good, which means that that's more time that our team we can take the rest of our team can take the rest of the night to run their strats and prep and practice as they need to, and then we're in the semifinals. That's locked in, which means we have that's farther than they got last time they played.
No,
Nace,
they made it to the semifinals and then they lost their first game in the semifinals.
I see.
Tune in to.
We could go farther than we did before, which would be super cool to see. I mean, hey, if our team was able to pull a finals win in Nace, that would be awesome. That'd be super cool. Yes. And so I would love to be able to produce that. We will be stay tuned to our YouTube page. If you haven't, subscribe, because I know our subscription numbers could do some improvement. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but you should subscribe. And so. Yeah, we got a 24-hour live stream coming up in April 11th to 12th. Be sure to tune in for that, because it's going to be super cool. We got a lot of fun stuff planned for that. I'm Carter, VGL Bobcat Chapman.
I'm Carley.
Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you have a good night.
Good night.